Hey, it's Camille Martin with Love to Lose, where I teach you how to love your life and lose the weight. Did you know that you can retrain your taste buds to actually prefer the foods that you think you don't like and to find the foods that you currently think you can't live without? In other words, the ones that are filled with fat, sugar, and salt. You can train your taste buds to find those foods actually pretty gross. You can methodically and deliberately do this, and in today's video, I want to show you how to do it. Before we go on, I want to give you a quick story about me to illustrate what I'm talking about. When I was in college and I had a big night out, which I had a lot of those, my recovery meal was a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit with hash browns and a Coke. And I literally cannot imagine eating something like that today. That actually makes me feel sick inside. Today, my recovery meal would be avocado toast and maybe a glass of grapefruit juice. So how did I train my taste buds? I did it without meaning to, actually. How did I go from craving something so unhealthy to something really, really healthy? It didn't happen overnight. It involved a series of very small steps. And I want to show you exactly how that works. I did it by accident, but I want to teach you today how you can do it deliberately and change your entire taste profile actually to find those foods, again, that you think you love, find them gross, and to prefer and crave the ones that are healthier. So let me give you a quick biology lesson. We all have close to 10,000 taste buds on our tongue that are sensitive, obviously, to taste, all different types of tastes, and that adapt themselves based on what you are exposing them to. So if you eat a diet that's really high in fat or high in sugar or salt or all three, and you're constantly dousing your taste buds in all of these flavors, your taste buds eventually become desensitized to them. And when that happens, you require more and more of those flavors to get the effect that you're looking for, the pleasurable effect. And at the same time, if you gradually decrease the exposure to all of these flavors, your tongue and your taste buds become more sensitive to them, so it takes less time or less of the amount of those foods to give you a pleasurable effect. Another thing about your taste buds is that they regenerate every 10 days. So there's lots of opportunity to change the exposure that you give them and for them to regenerate so that new levels of exposure affect them differently. So now let's get to the 5 tips on how exactly to change your taste buds so that you prefer healthier foods. Number 1, you want to take it slow and take very small steps. You don't want to change overnight from eating a really high-fat diet to eating little to no fat at all. First of all, that requires willpower, and that does not work. But you want to give your taste buds a chance to acclimate to the lower amount of those nutrients you're exposing it to. So you want to take it slow. You want to gradually and slowly modify what you are putting into your mouth. Number 2, you want to, as you gradually decrease the amount of fat, salt, and sugar that you're exposing your taste buds to, you want to also add things in. You want to introduce new flavors and new tastes. You don't want to just completely start eliminating and shock your system without having something to replace that flavor that you're used to getting. Number 3, based on what I just said, you want to add new flavors to your routine. So you want to use spices like oregano, you want to use garlic, you want to use ginger and things like that to give your food more flavor to replace what you have been gradually decreasing in your diet. Flavor adds so much to your food, and it doesn't have to be fatty, salty, or filled with sugar. You can use fresh herbs and spices to replace all of those flavors. Number 4, drink more water. If you drink a lot of water in place of beverages like coffee, tea, juice, and certainly soda, you're going to increase the sensitization that your taste buds will experience when they are introduced to those new flavors we were just talking about. If you have a diet filled with Coke and Diet Coke and tea and coffee and juices, your taste buds are going to be overloaded. So you want to drink more water to improve the flavor, and that has the added benefit of helping you lose weight at the same time. And fifth and finally, take a break from sugar for at least 24 hours. Sugar is highly addictive, and it's probably the first thing that you want to decrease as much as possible. Take a break from it for 24 hours at least. I'm not a fan of low carb, but if you just take a break, you will definitely increase your sensitivity of your taste buds, because it's not being bombarded with all of that sugar and all of that potential for continuing to crave the sugar. The more you drink, the more sugar you drink in your beverages, the more sugar that you eat, the more you crave that, and it's harder to get rid of. So take a 24-hour break. So just think, the French fries you think you can't live without today could be the celery sticks that you crave tomorrow. I hope these tips were helpful. Please make sure to check out the blog post I did on this. It's at my website at CamilleMartinRD.com. While you're there, please sign up for my weekly newsletter, and I hope you have a great week.